Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. It is Friday, the 1st of November. I say White Rabbits, even though you really aren't supposed to say that on the 1st of March. I say it every month in the hope that Everton will get some good fortune. Joined in the studio by Ryan Rooney. Now, you will have seen, but you must have been sleeping under the rock if you haven't heard the Illiman and Jai song. Main man. The main man with that song, which is a belter of a song.
Thank you.
So, how did you come up with it then?
Well, a lad sent me the words on TikTok originally.
Yeah.
And I just sort of, because we had the Alan song a few years ago, didn't we? Remember it? Yeah. And yeah, I just sort of tried to put my own spin on it, as I normally do. And it was one of them, really. It didn't matter. It sounds easy because it's just a football chant, but it was a bit, I don't know whether it's just me, but it was a bit complicated because I used to love the Alan song, so getting the sort of melodies different and getting them sort of to match with the new words. Yeah. But when I nailed it, I thought, it's all like that. Yeah.
Belter. Yeah. Love all that, mate. Love that to come easy to me. It doesn't. But no, that's a cracking song. So have you got others in the pipeline? Have you got others in your mind? And you think, oh, no, man. Is it like, how difficult is it with obviously other clubs who sing songs and you think don't really want to do it the same as the way they do it?
No, it's one of them. You get obviously, you know yourself, just been speaking about it off air. You get your sort of, the fans, don't you, do it a bit, oh, you're copying this, you're copying that. And it's like, well, we used the first person to have that sort
song,
of chant, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it is, you just got to try and make it unique. But obviously, I think, so we had that one for Alan that we've got for Indai. And then I think I haven't seen a Man United one, but apparently there's a Man United one that's similar as well. I haven't seen it. Yeah. About Cavani or Falcao, I can't remember who it was about, but so it's...
You're always going to get it though,
exactly, that's it.
Remember singing Roberto's Blue Army and all that, and then the next minute, like West Brom was singing it with theirs, and a few others were singing it, and you're like, it's our song, but you're going to get it.
It is what it is, isn't it? It's a good song, yeah.
Yeah, if it's a good song, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what, does it? So you got to come up with some more, mate.
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a Branthwaite one on me in my drafts. I've got a Pickford one. I did the McNeil one yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I think the pressure was on after the entire one. Do you know what I mean? I think it was always going to be.
Eyes are on you now, mate.
Yeah, so it's just just about because I know, like I was saying it on another podcast yesterday, that like the bar with the Indai ones there now. I can't expect that every time, or it'll drive me insane. So, I've just trial net it now. Do you know what I mean?
When it clicks, you'll go. That's the one. That's the one. Just on the team, obviously you just mentioned Jared Branthwaite there. Is it time for him to play this weekend? Obviously, last weekend he was back in the squad, but the manager opted to stick with Michael Keane. He had a good game with Ipswich, scored a cracking goal. And even though Keane didn't nearly do that much wrong last week either, he was all right.
Yeah.
We are better with Branthwaite in the team, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%.
Would you play him tomorrow at Southampton?
I would. Yeah. I think I understand what Dyche was doing last week in the sense of, don't change what's not broken. I get that. Last week, obviously, it was a very flat performance. Lucky to come away with a point type thing. So, but I think it's time for him back. I don't know. I've seen a few shouts on Twitter of maybe playing Keane and Branthwaite, but I'd stick with Tarkowski. Yeah, Branthwaite 100%. I think they had the second most clean sheets last season together. So. Yeah, I reckon it's definitely time. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think, listen, Keane's done all right, but Everton are better when it's, as proven last season, when it's Tarkowski and Branthwaite. Because I know people were saying Tarky hasn't done well this season. He's playing with injuries and all that. I get that, but he's still, Michael Keane isn't a like for Tarkowski, because Tarkowski is a bit of a bully at centre back, isn't he? Yeah,
100%.
He goes,
he's a tough guy, isn't he?
As we see, he likes to leave something on players, and Keane doesn't sort of do that. And obviously Branthwaite's the balance, so Branthwaite for me's got to be in regardless for the left 100%. Foot and that balance there. I think if Tarkowski's injured, then that's a different decision for the manager to make. It's either Jake O'Brien or it's Keane, and Keane seems to be ahead of O'Brien in the manager's eyes, so I get that. But like you said, Tarkowski's making himself available every game, then he?
Yeah. He hasn't missed a minute, has he? Since he joined us, I don't think
they're just better.
He's missed a Premier League minute. Yeah, 100%. He's reliable as well, and like I've heard that myself a few times, that he's carrying a knock from obviously when he was out for the pre-season game.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's fit enough to play, he's fit enough to play, and we just need to get that formula working again, in my opinion. Obviously, we just mentioned there, I repeat myself, they had the second most clean sheets. That's not an easy task in the Premier League at all, is it?
We weren't in the top 4 or 5 teams.
Exactly.
Really.
So
they were the top 2 English defenders of the whole league last season. So
for me though, it's got to be them two.
Well, how are you looking at this run, Ryan? Because obviously they haven't won a game, which is always tricky for Everton. There's a worry, because naturally our default is, oh God, here come Everton kind of thing. They've not won a game. They've only scored 6 goals in 9 games, so they're not prolific goal scorers either. But this has got to be a game Everton have got a target for 3 points. I don't even think a point's 100%. A good result really for us. No. I think it's got to be a win, because we have got harder tests coming. Like next week, West Ham away, it's a tough game now, because they've starting to click a little bit. So this has got to be a game Everton have got to win, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it was the same with Ipswich. Ipswich hadn't won a game, and we beat them. And I think, I only think that's sort of the fan stigma of, you know, oh, it's Everton, it's Everton time type thing. We've got to be winning, and you know, yet they beat us in the cup, and that was a flat performance. Obviously, was it 1-1, and then obviously went to penalties. But you know, it's the Premier League. I think everyone in the world who's an Everton fan will pick, like, you know, finishing better than going on a cup run in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we always want to win a cup, but if you had to pick, I think me personally anyway, I'd rather be, you know, higher up going into obviously next season with, you know, a bit about you. So yeah, I think it's a must win. Obviously you say, don't you, you win your own games, draw your away games. I don't think it's the end of the world. You know, we'd extend our unbeaten run to 6. So, but yeah, I'd be disappointed with a draw, like as you say yourself.
We've only won 2 games. You know, I know we're unbeaten in 5, and it's, you know, I think the last time we went this long unbeaten was when Lampard was the manager. We had 6 at the start of that season, a lot of draws then as well. But playing another team who will be down at the bottom of the league, so it's an opportunity to go and get the results. And
I think we're better than them as well, though.
We are. We're comfortably better 100%, than them. You know, for me, I keep saying it, it's Everton's squad is better than what it's producing. It is.
Yeah,
it just
definitely.
Is. 11th to 14th, I think Everton could comfortably finish this season, but we'll only do that by winning these kind of games. And if we go there and win, then we'll have 12 points after 10 games. So we'll be, you know, Sean Dykes, I think, works at 1.2. 6 points a game, whatever it is, therefore, and that would get us closer to that with a win. A draw, 10 points in 10 games, you start going with difficult games to go in December. Is a horrible month, isn't it? You know, while there will be points won in there, of course there will. It doesn't go as you'd expect it to. This is, for me, it is a bit of a must win, I think, because I think if Everton were to win tomorrow and say got a draw at West Ham, I think that'd be a good return. For us, 4 out of 6, we'd have that give us 13 points going into the international break with Brentford at home to come, and then you can start looking and going, okay, we've put a bit of distance between us, and even winning tomorrow, they're 11-point gap away from Southampton, so that's almost one. You sort of go, right, they ain't catching us. They're not catching us, so you're putting that distance, and gotta go after these teams, because I think we're being kidded into believing we're a relegation battle team, and I don't think we are.
Yeah, I was listening to the preview that you did on Southampton, and I'd seen you saying that, and I must admit I agree fully. I think, you know, as you said that in the preview, you know, it's we would have finished 11th last year. You know, it's like I said Fulham, again,
teams like Brentford.
It's our own stigma, and I don't think we're going to get relegated. Obviously, touch wood, but I don't think we're going to get relegated this season. I think, like I've just mentioned there, I think we are better than probably 4 or 5 teams, but who will hopefully finish below us. You know what I mean? So, I don't think we're going to get relegated. I think we've got to get out of this sort of loser mentality of, being happy with a point against Southampton, being happy with a point. I'm not saying we were happy with a point against Fulham, but them type of. I mean, I would have taken a point after watching the performance last week, because that normally happens to Everton.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. I think. Yeah, it's like I said, it's our own stigma that we're a sort of relegation club, but we're not anymore. I think we were, definitely. I think last season, without the point of touching, like I've just said, I'll repeat myself, we finished 11th, and we've got to build on that. If that would be my sort of team talk for the first game of the season this season is, okay, last season, have it in your heads that you finish 11th, use a mid-table sort of type of squad, build on that and go and try and finish, 8th or 9th, not saying that we will.
The messaging was, we just got to avoid relegation again. I didn't hear Crystal Palace saying, hopefully we'll avoid, or Brentford who finished below Everton, or Forest.
Yeah.
I didn't hear them saying, it's a relegation battle. They're like, how high can we finish? And Everton was like, it was, and I sort of get it because of the stadium.
Yeah.
I sort of get it. People are just like, we just need to be a Premier League team in the stadium. I understand that. Of course we do.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone would know that, but doesn't mean you shouldn't be going. Is it really a big stretch to finish 10th? Really? No.
Not after last season,
exactly. Well, even the games we've played, okay, Spurs, miles better than us. Yeah. No issue with the Spurs game, battered us. We're on the pitch. Brighton was kind of a tight game until Young got. I know they just made it 2-0 because of our mistake, Garner giving a terrible ball away and Young getting sent off. So, okay, they ran away with it. Bournemouth, we should have beat. The manager, for me, with tactics, not subs wrong, would have won the game. Villa better than us, but we were still 2-0 up. We probably should have got something. It's up a 100%. So you're looking at it like that and going, well, they could have gone either way. Let's have a bit about us and go. And if Everton play brilliantly tomorrow and it ends 1-1 or 2-2, and you go, God, on another day we don't won that, but the performance is great. You go, all right, let's build on it.
Yeah, 100%.
But we still should be going out there with the mentality of 3 points today, lads. And if we go there and beat them, then we've won the last 2 away games against teams I expect to be there or thereabouts in the relegation. Yeah. That's all you can do. Beat the teams you're better than. Then you're back in the mix. Then we can go to West Ham. And it's not beyond Everton to go and win at West Ham. I think what are they, 4 points ahead of us, 3 points
we
ahead.
We beat them last season away, didn't we?
You've got to look and go, we won there last year, like you say. Okay, they beat us at Goodison, but that's the way it is. That shows there's not that much. Have they got some better attacking players? Yeah. And they've got more of a choice, but they're not playing amazingly well.
No.
So you'd look there, like we said before, we got 4 of the next 6. You go, that all right, we're doing okay. 13 points in the international break. That's okay.
Yeah.
If we carry that on, we'll be all right. That's how you've got to look at it, haven't you?
100%. And especially with the likes of, obviously, Branthwaite coming back. I mean, obviously the reason I think he didn't play last week is because he wanted to be sort of embedded back in and not the same happen where he played against Palace and he was out again. So if Branthwaite's back to full fitness, you build on that. We'll have other injuries coming back soon, and we'll have the likes of Brozier, who I think I haven't heard much about it, but apparently he was available sort of start of November. So we'll only have other additions coming in as well. If we can, like you've just rightly said there, if we can build on the games against your Southamptons, your Ipswiches, no disrespect to them, but we should be beating them, and if you can beat them, you can build on that, and you can go and try and nick 3 points against West Ham, and be happy with a point and stuff like that away from home. So yeah, I mean, it's the season's it's sort of a marathon, not a sprint. Like I mentioned here, we have got injuries, but like we said at the start of the sort of conversation, I do think we've got a better squad than what's being put on show every week. So it's just sort of it's just about sticking with it, trying to find the right formula, as I said before, and hopefully we just climb that table.
Well, again, you're looking and going, well, like you just rightly said, the Brozier to come back. We've not seen him in an Everton shirt yet, and hopefully he'll come and add something. Smitty, we haven't seen him all season. He looks a bright prospect, so he'll be back hopefully soon. James Garner still to come in a boom to get back in. When you add them into the mix, all of a sudden the squad looks so much better. Yeah. And the manager then has got choices as well to make, and it's about how can he use them? Can he do it? Can he be a bit more attacking? I think he can. And we'll see where we go. But if we can do that and get almost a clean bill of health, and you're always going to have injuries the way football 100%. Is, but if we can sort of get that, we've got the positivity of the takeover, which looks like that's going to happen as well, coming, and obviously the stadium. I mean, how much are you looking forward to being in that?
I can't wait. I genuinely can't. I've said it for a while now. I think, I love Goodison. It's been my second home since I was born type thing. I'm going to miss it terribly. But as we all know, I think it's sort of a bit mirrors the club a little bit. It's a bit dated. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather be absolutely amazing in Goodison than go to Bramley Moor and be,
mediocre.
Yeah, exactly. Course, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's sort of the beacon of light at the end of the tunnel at the minute. So, we'll build sort of financially about with the stadium and things like that. And like you said, I think we will, but I just hope that we're a Premier League club going.
We will be. We will be. Come on, let's stick to it. Where are you with the midfield? A few people saying they want to see Mangala back in tomorrow at maybe the expense of Decore. And I know the manager said Decore's had a bit of even though he trained yesterday, he said he's had a bit of an injury issue. What have you thought? What have you made of Mangala so far?
He hasn't done anything amazingly, but he hasn't done anything amazingly bad either. I think on the manager's behalf, he won't not play Decore if Decore's fit. I think he hasn't won a game without him in the squad, has he? I don't think. So, I mean, I'd like to see Mangala in personally. I think we need to change something. I think last week was a bit dire. I think Decore played. I prefer Decore in that, less advanced role in sort of more the 8 and the 10. But last week I don't know. I think we every player had a sort of off week last week, to be fair though. But I would like to see a change. When James Garner comes back, I'd like to see James Garner in there as well. But for this Saturday, I would like to see a bit of a change up in the midfield myself.
What would you do with McNeil? Because I think McNeil will play, but if he didn't play, would you put your man and Jai in that 10, or would you sort of leave him out on the left where he is at the moment? Because that is the 10's the role he's played most in his career, but he has done quite well for us off the left as well.
I think he played for 10 in the 10 for Sheffield and things like that, didn't he? I don't know. I think obviously you've got Lindstrom, you've got Harrison, you've got obviously McNeil, and I think it'll only be sort of out of them three. If McNeil's fit, but if obviously, as you mentioned, if he's not fit, I think I don't know. Has Harrison played on the left much?
Yeah, that's where he's played. That's where he played with Leeds. Really.
Maybe try that. I think if it's gonna be, I think he'd probably play Harrison in the 10 and McNeil on. I think that's what he'd do. But what I'd do is I'd probably leave and die out on the left, and I'd throughout the game probably sort of swap the Lindstrom and Harrison. I'd sort of swap them two to try and just try and find something that fits. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It is a tricky one, isn't it? Because he is it's mad because Lindstrom had his best spell in the 10 in Germany. That's where Liverpool were looking at him in that sort of advanced midfield role, and then Jai hasn't Sean Dyche just used to pair of them out wide and not. And McNeil's, don't get me wrong, McNeil's done quite well in that 10 role, and I think that's really his only position in our team. I don't think he's quick enough wide, but it is mad that the two that prefer to play there have been played on the wing. But
I know.
It is what it is. Wish he was a YouTube member. Says greetings from Melbourne, Australia, lads. Said Branthwaite needs to start.
My mate's just gone to Australia today to live.
Has he?
Yeah, it's mad that.
Off there, just gone. Had enough. Yeah. Had enough. Gone to warmer climes.
Yeah, because we're Everton are crap.
Best way. That's it. Get as far away as you can. Bob says, give that man a guitar. Well, he's just having a little chill, Bob. He's just here having a chat. You might want to get his guitar out, might he? Mark Smith says, Hola Blues, an excellent chant from Bogota, Colombia. He's lovely to see it. Where it's reaching, mate.
I know, yeah.
It's far and wide. Yeah. It's reaching far and wide. Emma, we'll get on to the Calvert-Lewin song in a bit with mine. There's any other ones for a lot of people. If no McNeil playing Jai in the 10 and Jack on the left. John says the Michael Keane bounce. Oh, because Jones Music said Branthwaite in for Tahi. Keep the Michael Keane bounce going. John Russell says the Michael Keane bounce. Have you watched Everton in the last 5 years? The fella causes panic. throughout the team. Lots of different opinions on Michael Keane, of course, there is. Yeah, right. Did take his goal brilliantly the other week, to be fair.
I generally play him up front. No, but I know people laughing at that, but I actually would, you know. He put him up front, didn't he? And was it against Fulham?
Yeah.
I think he put him up front.
He just can't. The problem is, if you can assure me that the ball's going to drop in front of him.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but playing with his back to goal.
I know, we've never really seen him in behind.
He can't.
Trying to run in behind.
You know what I mean? Imagine him trying to sprint in behind. Not going to happen. But Blue Keeley says he's going to do a song for Dom to cheer him up. Come on, people are asking if there are any plans. We had a conversation the other day about Dominic Calvert-Lewin again. Just because of an interview he'd done. He's talking about, don't think he's going to stay, is he? It looks like he's going to leave at the end of the season. But quite a few occasions when he's done in-depth interviews, he's referenced having no song. As if it, and you can tell it bugs him a little bit because he's been here for 8 years and he feels like he's I think, reading between the lines, he feels like he's underappreciated by Evertonians, and the fact that we haven't got a champ for him has sort of bugged him, it seems. And we're probably past the point where you writing him a song and everyone picking up doesn't mean he's going to stay. But maybe that's all it is. Yeah, if you get me a song, I'll stay. And we're probably past that point.
Yeah.
But for a player who has scored like derby goals and things like that, so the question's got 2 points to it. One is, do you think he's justified in being a little bit upset that the fans haven't got a song for him? And two, is it difficult because of his name? Because people said that the other day, his name's too hard. And it's like, well, there is like generic ones that you could put Calvert-Lewin in and sing it, of course. But so firstly, do you think he's got a bit of justification to be a little bit pissed off, given he has scored derby goals and no one sort of sang for him? And two, how difficult is it to write a song for him? And three, have you got any plans for the song? So there you go, a 3-part question for you.
I do. I like them.
Yeah,
I do. I weren't too happy with him when, after everything we did for him, the way Deichmann managed him last season, the way he's not signing a contract. But I mean, he's just had a baby. His next contract's going to be probably his last big one, and he wants to he's got loads of factors in where he wants his first child to grow up and things like that, which is understandable. But I do like him, and I do think he should have a song. Part two. His name is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. It's a hard name. It's a hard name to sort of incorporate. I mean, I've tried. I mean, he had the Bella Ciao one, the commentator. Yeah. But obviously, them over the park I've got that one for Luis Diaz now, haven't he? Which is the same sort of tune. So, so it is a bit hard. I mean, I don't see why we haven't sort of, like you said, I think it was when you were having a conversation like, oh, Dom Calvert.
Just adapt something just do that, just for him, like,
yeah. But I mean, I am trying. I was messaging around a few of the lads yesterday, like any ideas or, but it is like because I think when you might be listening to a song one day or something like that, and you'll hear it and it might just click. Right.
I don't have that line, you know what I mean? It doesn't. My brain doesn't work like that, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
But I mean, in the sense of like a song on the radio and you'll be singing and there might be a little segment of the song where you go, Dom Calvert-Lewin fits into that. Yeah, you can try and, but it's about having the right song, in my opinion, as well.
And it's got to be one that the fans are able to pick, because like there's one songs I've got, like you could write a brilliant song with like 5 verses. It's amazing. That
it's got to be simple.
Street End aren't going to sing that out of your own.
Gotta be simple.
It needs almost to be something as easy as, Dom Calvert, you know what I mean? Something like that. It's not that one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Just an easy one for people to grab hold of. Yeah, the other bits are brilliant, and you've got the leading into it, you know what I mean? But it has almost as well just got to be something that the Street End can just throw it out, and he
rolls off the string.
Like the Charleston Run, that song's great, and the 60 grand's great, and everyone knows the minute it starts, it's for them, and Jai will be the same with your one. So it is a tricky one, because it is that two things you're going, this is a great one, but
it's about making it click, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, I can upload a song and it might be a good song, like sort of lyrically, let's say. Yeah. And then it just doesn't get enough traction. fair enough, you know, it hasn't got enough traction, but then you could have another song that does gain traction, but it'll only ever be sang on like a coach on the way down because it's either too long or it's too hard to get going. So I'm not claiming to be some expert on songwriting, by the way. I'm just saying that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but you're someone who is. You've got the guitar and you do listen. You're musical, so you will do all that stuff.
Like I say,
that's why I'm saying it's almost got to be two songs in one, and it's got to be one that you go, lyrically that's great, that it all fits together. And secondly, we can actually just take the last line in the ground when he scored and go, or whatever it is, and then he knows then when he scored the singing from. And I know, listen, a lot of people. Whenever I have this conversation, people are like really emotive about it. And I'm like, I'm just saying, I've never had a conversation with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so I wouldn't have a clue whether he's asked about it or not. I'm just reading interviews and going, he keeps like if I keep mentioning at some point, at some stage, you're going to go, that bugging you, that you keep bringing that, and he's done it a few times, and so therefore, I think it'd be boss for him. And listen. Again, I get all the criticism. He should have had a hat-trick at Ipswich the other week. Because he had a really good game, apart from putting the ball in the back of the net, which he had a really poor game from. But it'd be good, wouldn't it be good to be... I mean, what's it like for you? So you're at Goodison and you've made this Calvert-Lewin song and he heads one in at the street end and then the next one at the street end starts singing it. What's that like for you? Because I know you've done something with Everton, hadn't you? And the NGI had this song on and music. What does that feel? What's that feel like? Is it mad? Is it a bit surreal?
Yeah, crazy.
Is it? Yeah.
It's like, I'll tell a story. So I was in on the way down to Ipswich and my mate Lewis, he's one of my best mates in the whole world. He's so supportive of me. He was
do you want to go off to Australia now?
No, that's not real.
Everton the crap.
Yeah, but he was even at the charity match me and Pep played in a few months ago. He came all the way down to watch me and stuff like that. He doesn't drive or not, and he's proper supportive of me. And he had it on the coach because we have a speaker on the way to Ipswich, and it was just going and going. And you had a few like the older fellas going, "Come on, boys, turn it off now." And that. So I was like, but he carried it on like
didn't care,
And then we got to the station pub in Ipswich. And there was a few lads walking past off a few other coaches who I knew, and they were like, just had your song going there. Oh, great. And then so in the toilet at Ipswich, we got in there quite early because the pints were about £9 at that station bar. So we got in a bit early. Like,
were they cheaper in the ground?
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? I think they're only about £6 in the ground. But so yeah, we got in there quite early, filling up, and then I've ended up going to the toilet. And Lewis, who I've just mentioned, he ran in. I can see him looking for me, but he hadn't spotted me because I'm like standing the other way. And I've gone, "You all right?" And he's gone, "Come, grab me by the arm." Just pretty much dragged me. Yeah, literally, pretty much dragged me without even saying a word. To like the main bar in Ipswich, and it was just going off, and I was just like, what's going on here? Like, there's a video of me. I'll have to get it up when we finish. I'll show you. And it's some lad he's filming it, and obviously he mustn't be on me because I hadn't had the interview with Everton and not that much yet. And I'm just standing there going like, this is mad. This, you know what I mean? And then obviously on the way home, my phone was blowing up. There was people messaging me and stuff like that. Next day we were going, because obviously I have my own podcast with me good mate Joe. And we were on our way to the studio. And I've had like 5 or 6 notifications through on my car. It was like ding, 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 ding. I was like, what's going on here? So I've just had a little look while I was at the red lights. And it was like the video of Dice singing it. And I was just like, no way. So I've had to pull over and I couldn't speak. I was just like, and like I said that yesterday, like it's not the biggest thing ever. Do you know what I mean? It's not the biggest, achievement in the world, a footy player singing a song. But after the whirlwind of the day before, mixed into the Sunday.
And he scored.
Yeah, exactly. That, like. And then obviously mixed into the following days, the Echo interview, the interview with Everton being on Sky and things like that. It was just a mad few days. But it didn't quite get going at Fulham because obviously it was a bit flat, the performance. But I heard inklings of it from the street end. I sit in the park end. So I heard sort of inklings of it. So I was trying. I was wanting it to get going, but I'm sure
them to score, didn't we?
Yeah, sooner rather than later. I'm sure I'll hear it. Like, I think it'll hit home a bit more at Goodison as well.
That's what I was going to say. Like brilliant away and all that's outstanding, isn't it? But Imagine it Goodison and it's ringing around the ground, be lovely, and then obviously the new stadium,
where
it's going to be even more. We mad. Phil says, what do you think of playing Beto wide? No. Even be able to get, he doesn't, I like Beto because he's chaotic. That's what I like. He causes a chaos. I think if you're going to have him, if you're going to play him,
I'll play him in a 2
play him with Dom and go,
Lewin,
see, this is my sort of the criticism of Sean Dyche is that, like, at Burnley, most times he was 4-4-2, and it's like, why you've got 2 big lads up front here. Why don't you be a bit chaotic and play the pair and practice all week in training of them playing together, where to run off the other one and go for it, and either play 3 at the back. You're telling us how important your centre backs are. Play with 3. 2 wing backs, or play 4-4-2 and be a bit more direct, commit to it, because we're direct anyway, but no one's round Dom. Dom wins the header and no one's anywhere near him, so it's almost we're almost defeating.
I think it's a hard job for Dom, innit? Being up there on his own. I think it is. I think he's got to sort of say to either McNeil, come a bit closer, or Ndai or Jack Harrison, come closer to me. It must be a hard work being Everton's number 9. Yeah, he should be. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying justifying and missing, and he should be scoring the chances he's been given. But it must be. But I think you look a few years ago when. I can't remember who it was who got sacked, but when Ferguson, remember when we beat Chelsea? He played
Silva got sacked.
Silva, that was it. He played the 4-4-2 with Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, and Calvert-Lewin just seemed to flourish. And obviously, go.
Well, he scored 2 that day, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got the other one.
And I mean, of course, like you look at the sort of Ancelotti era, but you've got James Rodriguez, Luka Dean, you've got Sigurdsson, you've got all them feeders in the team.
But even Carlo in the. So in the COVID season, when we come back, Carlo played 4-4-2. Dom and Richie up front. They were 2-4.
Exactly. That was his best performance season for Everton then as well, when he was in it too. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like these days managers are, they're stuck in their ways a little bit.
He's played 4-3-3 and we're going, just play 4-4. That was what
he's known for,
When he came in, I thought, there'll be a lot of games when we play 4-4-2. Okay, people might look and go, well, no one plays it, so there. But that because no one plays it doesn't mean you can't play it. Diego Simeone, who I think a lot of Evertonians would party, and if Everton appointed him, plays 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1.
Yeah.
But a lot of times 4-4-2, and yet he's won the league, and he's been second and third, and he's done all right in the Champions League. Listen, is that forever? No. But if you're going to be direct, if Everton was slow build up, then you go, we got our wingers or whatever, but we don't. So why not have 2 up and mix it? Like I said, if you're worried then about, well, we've only got 2 in midfield, play 3-5-2, then have 3 in midfield, play 2 wing backs, 2 strikers. Do it that way. I just think he should be, me personally, I think he should mix it up a little bit. And then you might get the best out of Beto. You might get the best out of Dom. And then you've also given yourself a chance, because when Chimiti and Breuer are back, you've got another 2 lads you can play up there.
Yeah, so you've got
4 strikers all of a sudden.
Exactly, all fighting for 2 places. Well, it's really, 1 at the minute, but if you were to play 4-4-2.
Exactly. So I think he should.
Yeah, and I think if you go to Southampton as well on Saturday, and you go to Southampton Saturday, you play 4-4-2, they're expecting you to come with 3 in the middle. They might not. They might adjust, but then that's up to them.
And they have the ball. We're going to give them the ball, which no matter what system we play. So us trying to play through them is going to be really difficult. But if you've got 2 strikers and we're going long,
they won't be able to do it. So. And I think if you go out there, then it's up to the lads then on Saturday to then nick a goal or nick a couple before half time, and then when you go in for half time and they adjust and stuff like that,
and you
come back to what you used to. Yeah, exactly that.
So.
Took the words out my mouth. You can then also adjust to go more defensive the way we have been. I've like the whether he's a guy in front of the 4 who's a bit of a line of protection, and I've like 2 8s rather than a 10. And it's football. It's about winning, and it's about like just making changes to win.
You just hit the nail on the head there. Russell Martin, when he's looking at the game, will go, well, we know what Everton do. It's 4-5-1. Essentially, it's not 4-3-3 in anyone's world, because it isn't, because we don't push forward that much. It's 4-5-1 and occasionally in jail, because he wants to be up. That's where he wants to do his work. So we know what Everton are going to do. They'll do that, they'll not, and it'll just be done. We get men round and we get the ball, we'll have the ball.
Yeah.
If Everton turned up and it was Beto and Dom up front and he's gone, well, I don't know, 3-5-2 or he's gone 4-4-2, it makes them have to be, we're going to have to play the two big lads, right? We're going to have to adjust here. It's those things. It doesn't mean that Sean Dyche has to then stick to 4-4-2 forever, and that's what it is, but you're right, you should
cause a bit of a
little bit of dent after, I think, a little
and then you've got their two centre-backs who will be playing against two big lads. And am I right in saying Howard Bella starts for Southampton?
Yeah.
He's not. I seen him. My cousin used to play for Burnley, and he played at under 23s game, I think. He plays for Derby County now, my cousin, but he was playing for City, and he come over at the end to say hello to his mum and dad. I think he's only about 6 foot, maybe I know I'm only small, exactly. And against if you got Beto against him, he's gonna win.
Well, he played against them in the cup, didn't he? And we only had one up front in that game. No, he scored actually. Harvard Bellis didn't he score their goal, but we only had one. Whereas if you're two and you're putting them on there, listen again, is it long term? No, but we're not talking about long term, are we? We're talking about mixing something up and trying to get the wins. But it's
that's something I love that way of formula as well. Like you've got to find the right formula. If you're chop and changing, but we'll get, like, for example, if you change it against Southampton and we got a point out of the game, you go, like I'm, fine. Like, I wanted to win. I'm disappointed we haven't won. I always want to win. The most important thing is 3 points on a Saturday. But you've changed it. You've tried to do something different, and we haven't lost the game. We've got a point out of it. So,
it's an option for a different game or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Blue Keeley says, feel like Keane is strong or fast strike his dream. He's been good, but it's got to be Brandt. That's on the Branthwaite stuff. Paul says an easy win for the Blues. God, I hope so. Blue Keeley says, these are games we need to win. We don't want to be in a position where we're playing the best teams, needing points. Yeah, correct. Spruce says, I'm staying positive for tomorrow. Expect a similar level of performance and professionalism as we've shown at Ipswich. I also think we're playing better away from home. Could be down to Dyche not knowing how to get the most out of Goodison.
Yeah.
Don't actually think he likes playing at Goodison either.
I don't, yeah.
We do see him better away, don't we? I think that's because his mindset. I think he's because he's so defensive, I don't think he's worked out how to embrace Goodison and make it horrible. Away, I've got no issue how he plays and we do whatever, but at home, I think we want to see us on the front foot and he doesn't necessarily like that. He likes us to be almost reacting.
I think like, obviously, if he's listening,
What's this now? We might be driving home, Sean, if you're listening.
But you know what I mean? If you were to see this, I think that the thing with Everton fans, right? Ben Foster said that on his podcast I think it was a couple of years ago now, that if they get the run of the green, the opposite, Goodison turns hostile. And obviously this is probably why I'm not a football manager as well, because of what I'm about to say. I'd be telling the first thing you do, James Tarkowski or Branthwaite or I don't know, Decore, whoever, just go in, like on the by the paddock or by the family enclosure or whatever, go and just...
Gonna say rattle someone,
straight into them. And
within the rules of the game,
don't get a win the ball first. Don't get a booking or a send off that early. But if you go in and do that, the fans will straight away.
We like either a shot at goal or a tackle, don't we, early on, and it sort of ignites us a bit, doesn't it? We like front foot football at home, and that's what I'm saying. It could be two up front and knocking it long.
Yeah. Well, I always remember when talking about tackle there is when we played Liverpool at Goodison, when Conor Cody scored, but it was obviously ruled offside. Nathan Patterson, Nathan Patterson went into Robertson and then kicked the ball at him, and it was just, the place was just like hostile, but in a good way for our players, and obviously
that's one of points though, hasn't it? That's one of so many because of the crowd, and that's people's biggest fears about moving, isn't it? Can you recreate that hostility, that backing when you move to
tension,
can you take
and things
it with
like
you?
that? Yeah,
we will, because we will. But you're absolutely right. That kind of thing does it. I go back to Bill Neville tackle on Ronaldo all those years ago.
I was about to say that. Yeah, absolutely transformed us. Yeah,
and he smashed Ronaldo, and it's like if he'd scored. Listen again. you know, you can take it how you want it and go, it's a bit grim. That
he won the ball as well, by the way.
No, he did, but he left one on, didn't he? But that kick, that everyone sort of joined together and embraced it. And yeah, last week against Fulham was just a bit, it was just really flat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we just let them off the ball. And Goodison's really different. Probably as a home player, it can be a difficult place to play them when it's quiet, because you hear people and all that, don't you hear everything, don't you? And it's always better when we somehow ignite it. And I don't think Sean Dyche is quite known how to embrace Goodison. His performance is a way of being much better and much more tactically based. At home, it's been a grind every time, and I think that's something he hasn't sort of known what to deal with.
Yeah.
Jonathan Rickard says must be able to do a song with Dom to the tune of the disco song saying DCLO goal. I'm not sure the street end would take that, Jonathan. Kevin Rex, something for Dom along the tune of the ABBA tune, Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
Oh, I think I heard one like that though, on a coach a few years ago. Give it to Dom Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
sure, I've heard one like that.
Like. Something for you to mesh. I've had a boss, mate. Someone will keep having it. Brad says, afternoon, lads, keep up the good work, Ryan. You'll be doing gigs at Bramley Moordock soon, mate.
Cheers, mate, hopefully.
Get in that fan zone, big 12,500 there, be all right. Get on there, start playing.
I want to touch wood, like, if anyone from the club's watching. I want to...
I'll do watch all the time, mate.
I want to do the... what is it, the leaving ceremony?
Do you?
I'd love to support someone there, like, that would be, like, die a happy man the next day.
Get the Dom Calvert-Lewin song going, mate, and they'll be like, right, get him on. Get him on.
Yeah.
Blue Keeley says, I do think Dom's underappreciated. I get he doesn't take his chances often enough, but our fan base laud players for scoring a lot less important goals than he does. The goal against Palace was so important to this club, just to mention one. Not saying he should be a hero, but I don't understand it compared to other players.
Yeah. I mean, isn't he only 13 off being the top scorer?
I mean, obviously, we've both agreed he misses sitters. Yeah. Of course he does. But we both said we do like him as a player because he is a good centre forward. Doesn't get enough.
He's important for the way we play as well.
What do you think with this relationship? Do you think why do you think he doesn't have a song? What's your take on why you think?
I don't know. I think it is his name. It's one of them. I think he is underappreciated, but I don't think he was underappreciated a few years ago. I think, you know, that Carlo Ancelotti season, for example, everyone loved him. You know, it's like when everyone was sort of going back into the grounds, I remember seeing loads of Calvert-Lewin top scoring round and things. We obviously also had Richarlison, who we loved as well. You know, he scored like Keely's just said there. You know, he has scored important goals, and personally, I do like him, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like he always says he loves playing for Everton, he's proud of playing for Everton. He always, you know, he never had Ipswich the other week, but that's because he just missed at the end, which is understandable. But, you know, he always claps the fans. He's always made up when we win. You see him in the tunnel cams. He's always banging the walls when we win and things. I don't know what.
Weird, like,
it's mad, it's mad. And like as much said, I'll repeat it. I like Dom. I think, you know, he seems like a genuine lad. He seems... You know, he knows what it means to play for Everton. He does score for Everton, and you know, he had a decent start to this season. For whatever reason, it sort of fell a bit. But you know, my advice would be just keep going, lad. I mean, you're head and shoulders above Beto, in my opinion. You're gonna carry on playing. The goals will, if you keep, like, fair play to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's putting himself in the position to have them chances. So you keep going. Just as soon as one hits the back of the net, you know.
It'd be great if he scored a couple of weeks on the run, wouldn't it? And just sort of got himself in that thing. And I think the fans would...
Well, like he did against Newcastle last season. He scored a few then, didn't he? Yeah. So as soon as
he's got two, hasn't he? I mean, his goal against Bournemouth was good, and
they were consecutive.
Had we defended properly, we'd have ended up winning that game, and everyone would have been delighted.
That's got to be a knock for him as well. Not often. Same with Villa as well. Though. There's not often you scored a goal to go 2-0 up, and then we end up losing.
Not often, other than 2 games on the run. John McCulloch says Arsenal been playing 4-4-2 recently since Odegaard has been out. The Blues says, I'd like to see 3-5-2, but with NGI. He's not a midfielder, but he's not a wing-back, so either he has to be up front. Well, he's another one who'd come into the thinking, wouldn't he, then? In that kind of thing. Someone else said Brighton play 4-4-2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Joe Pedro and
Joe Pedro, but he drops in and stuff. So there is options, isn't it? It's one of them, isn't it? Rob Fanman says 2-0 to Everton tomorrow. Dave Walker says, how boss would it be if he played Dom and Beto and we won 4-0? That'd be amazing.
Well, just a 4-0 win, not playing Dom and Beto.
Yeah, just winning 4-0. It'd be boss anyway. If he did play Dom and Beto, then even better. Brian Garside says there are young British managers and coaches in the Championship and Division 1 with more tactical acumen and understanding than Sean Dyche. Okay. Gaz says you need songs with long vowels.
Long vowels?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Calvert-Lewin, you can sort of, he's got a few vowels in there, you can get that in. Mark Max says, do you think he will have learned from the cup performance against Southampton that we need to be on the front foot? They do have a lot of the ball, even last week at City. It was like 55-45 at City, and it's never normally that split. So
no, it's about getting like we did against Brighton when we beat them 5-1. Just get that counter attack right.
Goal, get the
first goal, get the counter attack right. I'm going tomorrow. I go Oldham. I didn't go Villa. It was my nan's birthday. It was a 70th, so I had a bit of a party and that. But you know, it's a long
start for you then, isn't it?
I know, yeah. But it's I think
it's a
6 we're getting up, yeah.
But
it'd just be nice for, like, you know, we went Ipswich and we won point again last week. If we win again, like you mentioned earlier on, you're balancing out that sort of points ratio of. You know, you win your home games, draw your away games.
Well, it'd be 7 from 9, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Go, okay, well, that's not a bad actual return. Can we get 7 in the next 9 again? And that is sort of how you'd have to sort of look at it. But you just got to go and beat them. They're not great, are they? No. Steve Donahue says, song for Dom to the tune of Do Run, the Crystals, your blue Dom, your blue Dom. Again, no, not that these are bad suggestions, but think of the Gladys Street singing it. That's what you've always got to think. Yeah, people send something and they go, oh, that's clever, that, but you go, the Street End aren't singing that. They're just not. You know what I mean?
I know.
Mark Max says, are we the only crowd that shout 10? It is funny, that, isn't it, when someone... 10. When someone receives the ball.
Remember the club got on for a few years ago, didn't he? Remember they posted all over social media? I think it was Idrissa Gueye had it. And he got the ball. The whole crowd saying,
It was hilarious, isn't it? Our crowd trying to help them through it. So we'll see. Listen, it's big game tomorrow for Everton. And we'll see. Graham says on Dom, he was out for 2 years, then doesn't show loyalty or appreciation, runs his contract down. I don't blame him for doing it on one hand, but that has got to be a large part of why the fans don't give one. But what about last season when he got injured at Villa and a few fans were booing him? His dad posted, his dad was in the crowd and posted all things. So that kind of thing doesn't help either. He still had 2 years on his contract, didn't he? So it's not just...
You see it as well. I mean, obviously going back a little bit now, but even where you said before about it in Dicey in the song that I posted, players do see things on social media, and if you're going to let it into someone, they're going to see it if, you know, they are.
They just see it, yeah. People go, nah, they don't, but people send them stuff as well, don't they? So, it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Someone's done now about the... See, this is one I've always thought could have worked, and it's dead basic, but the Lukaku song for him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, yeah.
Drama. You know, that's dead easy. Listen, you'll write a better one than that, but what I mean is...
Just sort of know that's all it means,
just when he scored a goal, that would have done him for a few, you know what I mean? Then we get a better one and it replaces it. That's great. But even something as basic as that, what we have for Rom.
I reckon, I mean, like you said in last week, that Anthony Gordon got one for not much. So I'd try and implement that though. Dom Calvert.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Because it's clear as well. And it goes,
it's just easy. Come on, Dom, score. Just score.
Don't disrespect him, but that'd help a bit as well, wouldn't it? If he was scoring every week, like if he was a little bit more consistent and didn't have them droughts of he didn't score for 10 plus games. I think if he was scoring, like, even if it was only one in every 3 games, I think everyone, yeah. So,
but listen, it's all good. It's all good. Right, it's all good. We will be on More Than a Game in about 10 minutes. But big thanks to Ryan coming in. Listen, look out for his songs.
Yeah,
the NGI one is tremendous, and no pressure on you like for the Dom, you know. But it'll be all good.
It'll be all good.
And anyone from Everton watching, you've heard it. Get them booked for the Goodison gigs at the end of the season. We will see you on More Than a Game in about 10 minutes.